Hey guys. Welcome to the stream. So, again, haven't got a clue what I'm going to do. I'll probably do all the walkways and everything, kind of tidy everything up, carry on from where we left off yesterday. But I want to thank you to all the new subscribers. Gained a few yesterday, much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the channel. Sorry for my little rants yesterday, but I just like to make it clear that the channel's me and it's Planet Coaster, and that's it. I don't want anything else happening to it, and if you do, see you later. So a bit more positivity today. I am in agony with my neck, so my deepest apologies if I look like I'm going all over the place. Had a really rough night's sleep because of it. So, but let's see what we can conjure today and go from there. So, let's see what we can do, guys. Uno momento. Right then, let's do this. So, I hope you're all having a great weekend anyway, so let's pause that so we just got the tunes going, and I think what we'll do is we'll start here, work our way round, and then just try and build up this area, get this all sealed off and so forth. Don't think I did anything after the stream. Hey Roy! Hey... Ow! Shows how awake I am. Hey Tomo, how you doing, buddy? You good? So I think, yeah, we'll start. We'll start with the grounds now. Don't think there was. I think the only thing I needed to do was a bit more lighting in this side, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we just got to do that, but we can do that again. Hi, Rye. How you doing, mate? You good? Not long left before Monday, eh? Let me know on levels. Hopefully everything's all good. Great start, as always, mate. So, let's do this. Okay. So we want that bit, that bit, that bit, that bit. Duplicate. Thank you. Separate those. Grab that. Back it out that sec. Okay. Right, move. Thank you. Move. Thank you. Right. So we actually put them now. And then what we can do. Treacle's been a while. How are you, my friend? I'm gonna have to sit back, guys, because I can't hold my neck up. Why, Lord, why? Alright, we'll go with that. Right, okay. Okay, worked. So I think... Hey Neil, how you doing? I'm currently in a truck stop for the night. Much better since I saw this notify pop up. You're more than welcome, Treacles. Yeah, a lot of truckers. Hey Neil, been a while, mate. 72. You're a little bit away behind, Neil. But enjoy. Not gonna say any more than that. Enjoy. Hey Soup, how you doing, buddy? That's what I do when I watch them back. Makes life a little bit easier. We do that. A bit of a nightmare doing that one. No worries, Neil, mate. Have a good time. Catch you soon, buddy. Hope you're having a good weekend. I normally put it on 2 times. But the funny thing is, he's not doing them. We're talking like this. But your choice, guys. Cool thing is when you do watch it 2 times, it kind of looks like a speed build, which I guess is a good thing. Like an angry face. Like angry mouth. Put some teeth in there, put some eyes up here. going on? Hello? What the? That's very strange. So how you doing, fella? You good? Hope you're well, mate. Nice one, mate. Yeah, I saw the Montu picture. One of my all-time favourite inverts, along with Nemesis. Not jealous at all, buddy. Hope you had a good time away, mate. I hope it stayed, the weather stayed good for you. Because I know afternoons in Tampa is always a tricky one. Due to inclement weather, we are having to close the ride. Nice one, mate. What did you reckon to Gwazi? Or Iron Gwazi, sorry. That shows my age. With his shoulders and neck, man. Cool, man. No, I haven't been on an RMC, so I don't know myself. Where am I going with this? Hey JP. 3 days in a row. All good, man, all good. Surprised I've been streaming for 3 days in a row. Makes a change. I have, mate. And do you know what the funny thing was? I woke up this morning to an email saying your video has been demonetized. I was like, well, what the and now? And you know where for some reason the music was changing to the same creator as Planet Coaster. Basically that's copyright. So I was like, oh, for crying out loud. So I had to wait 4 hours this morning for the video to adjust itself and remove that. But I don't know how it is now, so my apologies if the quality has kind of taken a downfall, even though the quality is already like that. Yeah, my apologies, guys. But no, we do have adverts on today. I hope that's okay. Yeah, that would have been even funnier, wouldn't it? I'll tell you what, there's a lot worse streamers out there than me in respective language and attitudes, so I think I'm a delight compared to most. Cheers, Tom. Do you know what really upsets me about all that kind of stuff is that there is so much toxicity in this world. And I try to give you guys a break from all that. And I just don't want negativeness, because like I said to you, I do this to get away from the world in that respect, and it just frustrates the life out of me when people can't appreciate that. You know? Create a safe space, or try to, for everybody. You know, I watch some channels and the chat is disgusting, like vile, and they ignore it all. The problem is, obviously, I don't have 10,000 chat messages per stream, so I can't ignore it all. It's there, and it just frustrates the life out of me that people can't just appreciate what this is and what it's all about. And that's why I get so on my high horse about it, because if you don't like it, like I say, go away. Not interested. You know, like I said a number of times yesterday, we're all like-minded individuals about the game, in some respects about life. You know, and that's all I ever ask. I don't ask for anything else. If you guys want to give me some money, that's your choice. It helps support the channel. The only thing I ever ask for is likes and subs, which is what everybody else asks for. So I don't think that's too much to ask. Is it? So I haven't done my hair or had a shave. In all honesty, I couldn't be bothered. I woke up with a banging headache. I got this burning pain at the top of my shoulders where my muscle joins to your shoulders. Stiff neck. Yeah. Starting to frustrate me a little bit now, guys. But what can I do about it? Nothing. That's alright, mate. The thing is, I just don't have time for the people that don't. That may sound a bit selfish, but if you don't like what we see, like I said yesterday, just literally move on to a channel that will lap your negativeness, neediness up. That's not what this channel's about. I care for people, as you know, Tom. In just the personal messages, etc. But I'm not here to help people's egos. I'm here for me and this. No drama today. All good. Just trying to explain myself to the reason why I was a grumpy git yesterday, really. How are you doing, Heather, anyway? Nice to see you. You couldn't start with a hi. No joking. Yosh is confused. Can you make the castle more steampunk? No. That's not steampunk, my dude. There's the start of the steampunk. This is pure spooky. And all we're doing is filling in, trying to burn all this off, get it all rolling, get the area finished, I guess, more than anything. Because it doesn't matter when I do it, whether I do it now or whether I do it after I've done all this or done that, whatever. It doesn't really matter, does it? Just do it. But no, there's no more steampunky, because we have steampunk over here, my friend. It's kind of going to be the steampunk area with steampunk shops. I don't know what I'm going to do with the coaster. I can't afford like 1,000 piece blimp, if you know what I mean. So I can't put 10 of them in. Plus that wouldn't look right around the spooky area anyway. So yeah, Heather, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is just put a little. Just thinking of putting a little building here, maybe. Just a little toilet block. Just to kind of give that area something else to look past, if you know what I mean. It's just another thing in the way. Or we put it into the back here. That's probably a better idea, isn't it? Let's do that. Oh, crikey, that has been a while. Oh, welcome back, dude. Hope you're well. Foolishly started another park, as you can see. Unknowing that Planet Coaster 2 was coming at the time, obviously. Yeah, I don't know why I started this park. I think it was boredom, to be honest. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say boredom. I think a few things were put to me, and it's kind of why we got a pirate volcano over there. So as you haven't seen the park, Josh, we've got an Oriental area. This consists of a Red Dragon coaster, the observatory tower. Built this around there, done a shops, etc. Basically what's going to happen is this is going to turn into like a massive Oriental area. So there's going to be loads of buildings that the coaster's going around. That's basically that. You then got Pirate, which is 2 dueling coasters, a Woody and an RMC. So the RMC basically interacts with the Woody as it goes round. All the inverts go over and you get some cool views. And then we have the start of the volcano. I haven't done really much to it since I built it, to be honest, because it's going to be more animatronic effects, so I didn't want to lag the game out before I finished the park. So that's a big work in progress. But basically it's the red coats versus the pirates as always. And I've just built this kind of pirate town to coincide with everything. And then you kind of got the castle, and then you got the train station just up the top here. Then we come around to an adventure area, which is a water cascade and a big swing. Again, that's been stunted now for about 6 months. Just haven't got around to do any more on it. The big Giga that goes all the way around the park, biggest lift hill I've ever built. That's a work in progress, but that is under this this monument here. Then we have something I've never done before, which is Moorish / African / whatever you want to call it. Streets of Agrabah. Invert coaster. It's a work in progress, but it's coming along quite nice now that we've got some rhythm in there. Then we go into a western alpine area. So shops, which is a log flume and a runaway mine train. And again, the only reason why that got stunted is because of this bit here. I don't quite know what to do with that bit. So, and I was looking at it yesterday after the stream thinking, maybe if I put some rocks that go up like that, I don't know. But I just haven't got around to doing anything with it. But we have detailed it. I love this image just here. When the train comes around, it looks absolutely awesome. Done a little kind of fishing area with a couple of cowboys, some fish, fishing lines, etc. And then where are we? The boat station is in here, but again, I've done nothing with it as of yet. We got the entrance for the ride, so that's all done, but nothing under here is done yet. So I've got to do all that. But I hope you can get an idea of how that's going to come along. And then over the last year, I've been procrastinating what to actually do with this area. It was a bobsled first. Then I built a launch coaster with a top hat, and I've decided to go sci-fi. But what I'm trying to do with it is hide it. So once I get building more, I'll put some trees up and bring the terrain up, etc. So the only visual bit of it you'll get is here, and the coaster, which I haven't done yet, which is just going to be located around here somewhere. Then you come into steampunk, which you've got the only obviously steampunk kind of ride, so I'll put that in. And all I've done with this is the station and in here at the minute, and it's not steampunk enough. So this is a work in progress. The reason why that's stunted is I've got to redesign this queue line because it's just a pain in the backside. Haven't done anything with that yet. Yeah, rest in peace, bobsled. It weren't any good somehow anyway. Then you come into what I regard as the best area to the park, the spooky area, which obviously you got the boat ride. This is a double station here, so you got train up the top and the Slimer coaster underneath. And then we have the Horror Heights, which consists of 2 Horror Heights, as you can see just here, and a drop coaster that goes down the centre. And then we're kind of back to the beginning. But entrance wise, we have a full Disney-esque front car park with a dogleg right tram system. It does have block sections on here, so it does come to a stop, but obviously they don't get off because it's not a station. So And then we have a gondola system that literally goes from the subway, which is basically the spawn point, over to here. But what I've done with the spawn point is actually put the entrances in down here instead of at the actual entrance, because I did that originally. I had the entrances here, but the problem was they were walking all the way up here and then walking all the way back to go to this station. So the cool thing is now they come up here, jump on here, he would go all the way up, which is pretty cool. And then you got a full city main street basically, which is probably one of the most realistic things I've ever built in respect of the detail. Fire hydrants, bicycles, vents, air conditioning machines, guttering, you know, rain water pipes, even car parking meters, etc. Traffic lights, walk lights, lines on the floor. It just looks pretty decent, I think. So, and then you kind of got one view I love is this view here. It just looks so, I don't know, real, I guess. Just the, you know, the depth perception, how that it all goes. There is a toilet block in here, so they do go up these steps. It clips a bit, but it is what it is. Hotel here. Fancy dress shop here. Car park. And they actually use the ticketing machines, which is pretty cool. I've just stuck I think a chief beef in there, kind of call it vending machine. Post box. Yeah, it just looks pretty cool. The arcade is pretty cool. Got the old Stranger Things arcade sign. But they come in here and they use obviously the standard machines in the game, but it just looks pretty cool. Phone boxes with telephones in. And I just love the alleyways as well. I mean, you know, you look at that looks fairly real. And this one's pretty cool as well. Just the way it looks, you know, it's only a glimpse, but does the job. And then you come down, you got the carousel, which is kind of the standard theme to the park. So yeah, very Funderland Adventure Valley in that way, but just twice the size. So it's taken a year to get to this point so far. And then the last thing that will be entered into the park will be I think what I'm going to do with it is a homage dark ride. So whether that be a homage to what I've done or what I've seen or what I've experienced with the game, just do something really nice, you know. But I'm leaving that till last because I've got too much going on in my head reference all this. So at the minute I'm just building what I feel comfortable with, and that's kind of where I am with this at the minute. So fingers crossed it sticks and stays that way. What do I want? But yeah, I hope that updates you, buddy. Nice to see you back. Hope everything has been okay for you since the last time we spoke, my friend. I'm gonna do, well, I don't really need to do anything, do I? I can just make it look. Oh, no worries, Joshy. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're having a good weekend. I'm just building as always. I know, mate. You caught up with Tomo. Does oh, buddy? Right. Okay. That kind of works. That's all good. Happy with that. Don't. Oh, sorry, I totally missed your comment there, Joshy. Sorry. Mate, I'm alright. How's yourself? I'm alright, just suffering neck shoulders, mate. Have you tried any other colours for toolbars? Right. No, I like the blue. I'm blue. I see people that do green and purple and pink, and I just in my head it's got to be blue. Just I've spent 6 years looking at blue. I'm one of those guys that likes to keep it as it should be. You know, that kind of works, I think. The paving. The paving. I know that doesn't sound much, but that is a hugely important update. So for me, that is the most or the biggest improvement for me. At the end of the day, we don't know anything about the coasters yet. Everybody seems to think they do. I mean, I think they're just milking the planet to coaster for YouTube, basically. The speculation is beyond belief. But then, saying that, Gamescom is this weekend, or now, or Monday. I'm not sure. So, you'd like to think there'll be people out there doing some proper in-depth details on it, basically. So we'll have to wait and see, I guess. It's too much in this park. To be perfectly honest with you, I haven't really given it a second thought, Planet Coaster 2, because the actual reveal trailer was quite limited, and I think they've kind of already given away the best bits, like the pathing, really, or paving, however you want to say it. The fact that you can customize the rides and the coasters, I think that's pretty cool, because you'll be able to make them more malleable to the area that you're building. So we'll see on that one. Why is that like that? Do donkey, I'll do. But I'm one of those guys, you know, like I said yesterday, I deal in fact, and I've kind of shied away from all the speculative videos. I haven't, in all honesty, been watching them. I've just seen the thumbnails and kind of gone, oh, another one. So yeah, fingers crossed for me is that they give us a lot more detail in the next one. Next, what you call it, whatever it be. Thingy, update. But obviously with them being at Gamescom, potentially we're going to get some people actually do... But then saying that, they won't be able to record it, will they? So it will be just impressions, I guess. I don't know. Guys, I'll be back in a minute. I can just hear something going on downstairs. I just want to check. Where are we? Grab. Back in a sec, guys. Hey Chris, how you doing? I'm glad you enjoyed it, Joshy. We don't want to go again, do we? So, right, where was I? That was actually looking quite good. I was burned off that area now, so that's fine. Don't think we need to go any higher. So trees, once we get them in, they'll be fine. What should we do here? Let's put portless there. Just cage it off. I think it's in here. No. Or am I spelling it wrong? Or am I got it totally wrong? I got it totally wrong. What's it bloody called? Let's just do what I always do. See, look. POR. Why ain't I bringing it up? Please fit. Please fit. It's too big. Damn it. Right. Oh, I don't want to click it. Okay, let's get it as close to the edge as it can. And we'll just bring this one out a bit. And then that is done. Ivy. Add a pillar inside those toilets. Eh? Add a pillar. What do you mean, Joshy? Something like... like that. Add a pillar inside the toilet walls. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. It's all a bit straight. Cover up the portless. Oh! No, we're good. It's gone now. It's all sorted. There you go. What's that out? I don't know how to say that. Good at building loos. I have been. Lay out your car park, lay out your main street, and all I mean by this is paving and shops to how you kind of want to do it. If you go back to the original streams that I did on this, you'll see kind of how I put it together. And then I'll design how big I want the park with a loop around the lake, literally. And it's changed a dozen times how that I've done it. So, you know, if you can go back through 77 streams, you'll see how it all comes together. But my method behind how I do things is do the layout, then just I don't plan, you see. That's kind of the only planning I do, and the only reason why I do it that way is because of the way the game works. Because if you start building every area as you go, the FPS drops so much. So when you're building your coasters, you can't make them not super smooth, as smooth as they can be. And just have a vague idea of how you're kind of gonna theme it. So get your rides in, get all your rides in and everything, and then add the flat rides, and then kind of work out the queue lines around everything, and then kind of start theming. It's slightly different with this part because I think it was stream 10 or 11 I had built all this and themed it, so I was going a little bit of a different direction with this park, but then I quickly realised after I put about 5,000 pieces in here how much the frame rate dropped. So I then decided to put all the coasters in, get all the areas in. This was left blank for quite some time. That was left unimagined at the time for about 6 months, to be honest with you. And then I just kind of I chuck it and it works. Literally. So it's a tough one to answer because it all depends on what kind of park you want to go for. Because if we go back to my last park, the Magic Kingdom park, obviously that was a more generic design of how a Disney park is. There you go, JP. You got it on I got it on the nod. Bang on. You know what I mean. Where was I? Okay, toilets are done. Ivy is done. Don't think. Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's just give it a little bit more height. 95% of my builds are just winging it, literally winging it. So I just chuck everything down, see how it fits, see how it works, and basically everything transpires from there. There's very rarely any forward planning. It's very much go with the theme and just make it work, basically. And I know that sounds probably very strange to understand, but that's how I do it. When it comes to these parks, the last part was a little bit different because obviously Disney is Disney. Well, an average park for me, I mean, this one's taken a lot longer because I've been in work, where the other parks I was in and out of work, so the way life was at that particular time, so I had more time on my hands to be able to put 10, 12 hours a day in for a year. So, and they were still, I think, 14 months to 18-month builds per park. Where this, we have passed the 12-month mark. So, but then I've had quite a few months where I haven't done anything. So the last 4 months of last year I was working nights, and the problem was I just had no energy whatsoever to do anything really, and it frustrated the life out of me. But it was just that moment in my life at that particular time just took every ounce of energy I had away. So it's kind of why this one's taking a little bit longer than the other parks. So the channel by the name of Mary's Revenge popped up on YouTube. Ah, I have to have a look at that then, my friend. Never heard of him myself. That was kind of the cool thing I enjoyed about my build, though, was that it wasn't a recreation. So none of it had to be perfect. It was a Planko recreation. And I do find it sometimes a little bit frustrating when people go, well, where was this? Where was that? Well, it wasn't an exact recreation, because the problem is you have to use tens of thousands of pieces to be able to make it look identical to the real thing, just because of the way the pieces are in the game. So I molded my park to have the feel, have the look, you know, and when you walk through that underpass and see the castle and go through, I find that very nostalgic. But then I didn't have to spend 200,000 pieces doing on it, and the reason for that was so that everybody could enjoy it. And I'm not being defensive. It's just how I build. There's been some amazing creations. There's a person, I can't remember their name for the life of me, on Instagram, that has done a recreation of Disneyland Paris, and it looks insane, absolutely insane. And they've done that on console, but the problem is they've got to a point where they can't go any further because of the piece count limit, unfortunately. But that looks absolutely beautiful. But again, the illustrator, you know, my point in hand was the issue of piece count. Now, if they'd tried doing it on the PC, obviously they could go hell for leather and get it perfect. Right, that'll do. But as we know, on console, you're a little bit limited in that respect. So Might be the same person. I don't know. Hey, Nick. How you doing, buddy? No worries, dude. Lurk all you like. I don't mind. Everybody has a life. We'll just have the one now. I think that works, actually. It covers up that little gap, which is good. Which is good. Good. Do actually is we just... Okay, sorts that out. What is going on here? I think that's working alright. Kind of nicely bermed off now. That looks all a little bit too clean. No, dude. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. This bit. What am I going to do with this bit? There's a ThingMaker Toolkit piece actually. The problem is you can't. I've tried it, and it's so hard to do because if you actually watch the making of the Epcot ball, you can't just go round with triangular pieces and do it. Shit. Un momento, guys. Just cleaning up my mess. Here's how. Comedy moment there, guys. I've just got to change my bottom. Hey Stu, how you doing, buddy? Let's try not to drop it this time, eh? Right, bear with me. Excuse me a moment, guys. Sorry, I just got to change my shorts. And no, I haven't number 2'd. I just dropped all my smoothie all over me. I've turned the camera off. Ah. Do you know what the worst thing was? I've done a load of washing today as well. Right. Let's try again, shall we? Okay. Right. Oh. Illuminate me neck. Right. I don't know what you want to... What? I don't want to know what you were thinking I was wearing. Soup. Right. Okay. That's me sorted. Got to laugh. Got to laugh. The old me would have got extremely pissed off then, but anyway. Why won't you select? Thank you. Apologies for that. I had a smoothie meltdown. Okay, that seems to all work quite nicely. Follow that lady with the red hair. Hey? Where was it? Sorry, bear with me. We were talking about the Epcot, weren't we? Profile. Many people have tried to recreate it, but it's so hard to do because, believe it or not, every single panel on the real one is individually placed. So when you get stuff like this where it's all spiky, that actually don't look too bad, but it's too small. Where is it? Let's go back to the theme maker toolkit. Where is it? Oh, they've actually taken it down then. Okay. There was one that was done really, really well, but the problem was the parts didn't fit together very well. So you could see where the they did it, I think, in hexagons, rounded hexagon pieces. So you had to kind of try and put it all together. Hey Jenny, all good? Just spilt me juice all over me, but we're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, it actually didn't look too bad. So I thought about it once actually. I tried building it, but if you actually get a picture up of the real Epcot ball, you'll see that it's done in hexagons as it kind of the pattern goes out. But then also the way it all fits together is unbelievable. So if you watch the making of it, you can kind of see why no one's ever tried to do it in Planet Coaster. I genuinely built one of the panels, 3 sides to it, and I tried piecing it together, doing circles, making it smaller, but the problem was you have to make all the triangles smaller as it goes around, which isn't right. So the mathematics behind it, whoever made it originally, is an absolute genius, because the detail you have to go into to be able to get every single piece the same size, but then make it round and have that edged look to it, is just it's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And the guy that did it on here actually done a pretty decent job, but the problem was, like I say, the pieces just, they didn't go together very well. So I never kind of went with it, because what I wanted to do was build Epcot, but because I couldn't fathom out how to build the actual golf ball, as Mr. Stringer puts it, it just didn't transpire into anything really, which was a shame. But do for that donkey. I'll do. Maybe one on the floor. If I can get it. There we go. Let's put one here actually. There we go. Done. Easy as that, guys. No, it's possible, but let me put it this way. One section of 3 triangles was... Because the problem is the triangles don't actually connect. There's actually a gap between them. So then you run a black piece underneath to give it that illusion. And it worked out, I think, for every singular 3-piece section, it was something like 28 pieces. And then if you try and do it life size, I think one circle was about 2,500, 3,000 pieces. So bearing in mind they get smaller as they go, I know, but you have to build it in that hexagonal way to be able to get it looking the same. It blew my mind trying to build just one section, let alone the whole thing. I really wanted to do it, but that was, I think that actually what triggered the Magic Kingdom park, to be perfectly honest with you. Because it was easier to build a castle than it was the Epcot ball. I'm so sorry, guys. Bear with me. Okay, so we do need some coaster protection netting there, so let's do that. Pointless typing in net. there they are. It's on flat. Actually, this is pointless because it's wider. Piece. It's not going to be worth doing, is it? Because it's just not. It's not wide enough. Oh, I can't bother with that. We'll leave that then. If you die, you die. I'll build an awning of sorts. That's kind of what that was all about, to be fair. So I'll do something along those lines, I guess. We'll see. Let's see if we have triangular flat pieces in the new one. Who knows? Get this corner done and then that's that done. The best that's going to be. I'll do. Thing coaster I've ever built. I don't know. They're all tough. And they're tough for me because I never have a plan. But then I find that's easier because you're putting less pressure on yourself. You know what I mean? Instead of kind of like, that's the reason why I never detail the videos of let's build spooky today, let's build western, because if I'm not in the mood for that, it just doesn't happen. So that's kind of why I just do live building, because we sporadically build. Seals that off, that's fine. Let's just move this a tiny bit. There you go. Better. No worries, Joshy. I'll see how I feel, mate. I'm really struggling with me shoulders and neck, so I may have to give up soon. Where's the wind pine trees? Yeah. So I'll watch it back sometimes. I must admit. Sounds a little vain, but it's nice to watch them every now and then. Do you know the most surreal thing, though, about those parks that I have built? When you watch the reviews back, you kind of don't feel as though you built them. Which I know is a very, very strange thing to say, but it's such a long time ago now. I mean, it was 3 years ago, pretty much, Funderland Adventure Valley. It's weird. Really strange. Something's going on. I was saving as well. Oh no, I do genuinely get a. It's lovely to see it. It just maybe it's because I've forgotten that. I'm trying to think the right words to say. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not looking at it every day. I don't know. Or maybe it's because I was looking every day for such a long time. Uh, 4,300 hours, I think, roughly, coming up to it now. $4,266 to be precise. Madman. I don't like the way it plays, and that's why I'm a little bit apprehensive about Planet Coaster 2. But I'm not going to get on that bandwagon again. It's never played right on my system, no matter how many upgrades I've done. I think it's terrible in that respect. I think it's they should have refined the game much better than it is. I find you can't play it in ultra graphics. If you try playing it in ultra graphics, it just lags. I don't like the amount of management you have to do. I just like building. So for me, it's all about just having fun with the game and enjoying it and doing what you want to do, not what the game wants you to do. And that's kind of what I struggle with it. But then saying that, the new one, they've obviously already hinted that you got to have power, you got to have water, so I'm a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Again, not trying to be negative, just I'm holding out. I want to know what engine the game is on, and I also want to know what it's going to be like with 100,000 pieces in the park. That's the information I want to know. I'm not. I mean, the coasters are going to be the same coasters. It's going to be the same stuff. It's evident that that's the case. They may have improvements. They may have added things to it, but ultimately, it's you know, how much can you change a game that is so good in that respect already? Everyone's speculating. Have you got transfer tracks? Have you not got transfer tracks? Has it got drop tracks? Has it this? Has it that? Oh, it's going to have this. It's going to have that. No one knows what it's going to have at this moment in time. So it's kind of why I've shied away from all the YouTube videos. But going back to Planet Zoo, I've just it balls me, to be blunt. And the reason it balls me, I've said it many a times. I love zoos. I love going to zoos. But theme parks, you build theme, you make the whole area cohesive. And I know when you go to Animal Kingdom, for instance, that's a totally different experience because you've got rides and zoos. And even the zoo bit is fully themed. I get that. But you just do it and then you just watch the animals. And it's like, okay. And the only visual aspect you get of it is when you walk around. And for me, I prefer going on rides and seeing the visual aspect. I hope you kind of understand what I mean by that. But the biggest issue I have with Planet Zoo is how bad it plays. And that's why I haven't played it. It's as cut and dry as that for me. Even after how many years it's been out, they still haven't sorted it out. So that's what I'm worried about on Planet Coaster 2. If it's just taking the same technology and turning it back into coasters and having it bug out all the time, it's worrying. And I'm not trying to sound like a pessimistic idiot, but it just, if they haven't improved the game engine, we're going to have the same issues as we have with this. And it's as simple as that. And that's where I hope they have really done something properly about it. It's great seeing their parks that have got 5,000 pieces in and 10,000 guests. That's great. But we can all do that. 5,000 pieces, 10,000 guests and get 60 frames a second. That's not a problem at all. What happens when you have 50,000 pieces in the park? What happens when you have 100,000 pieces in the park? What happens when you've got 15 coasters in the park and 10 flat rides? What happens to the game? Is it going to be a shutter like it is now? I mean, I'm running a Ryzen 7 5700 3XD or XD3, whatever it is, 4080 graphics card, 32 gig of RAM running at 32 hertz, a B550 motherboard. So I've got as much as I can to make it as good as I can do it. And my computer has been designed around this game, or been built around this game. So if it still plays Planet Zoo like SHIT, how is Planet Coaster 2 going to be any better if it's modelled on the same technology as Planet Zoo? And that's what's worrying me. If you go on the Steam website and we go store and we go wishlist and we go Planet Coaster 2, nothing at all telling us what the engine is. Nothing. Just Frontier Developments. There's absolutely nothing in here telling us anything about the game itself. So that's the bit that concerns me. It's great seeing their parks and seeing their trailer videos and them saying that's in-game footage. Yeah, well, I can do that. You know, I can do that with 5,000 pieces. That's what worries me. That's what worries me. No worries, Chris. Catch you a bit. I just hope it's not ruled by sim management. That's and I know now I think you can turn it off in Planet Zoo, but I haven't played it since you could do that. So I've downloaded it a couple of times just to have a walk around some parks, but I haven't got any of the DLCs apart from the launch DLCs, so it's tough to do that now. But you know, I may sound like a grumpy old git, but at the end of the day, it's that's what's concerning me. So yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, guys. Like I say, I don't mean to sound negative, but from what they're saying at the minute, all I want is the game to run better, and I want this. I want to be able to build in the dark, and I want reflections of what you've put light on in the water. That's what I want, because look how unnatural that looks. It's the same with everything. That's why I always use the fairy lights to burn off the lake, because it gives a reflection. And yes, the lights do reflect, but look at this building here. There's no light on the building in the reflection. Why? Why? You got the light, where's the bloom? You know, it's the same with the Horror Heights around here. All you've got is that writing because they're the only lights that reflect in the water. But on console, you have that. You have it on console. Darren, at the end of the day, if they didn't expect people to do it, they should have limited it on... Two seconds, guys. My response to that, Daz, is if they didn't think people would be building to 100, 200k parks, they shouldn't have allowed us to do it. Do you know what I mean? And as you were saying last night, even Project Planko on Johnny's £7,000 Ultra machine doesn't run. So it doesn't matter what computer you actually have with this game. The game has a certain limitation on what you can actually process through the game's engine. Not through your processor, not through your graphics card, not through your RAM. The actual game engine. So if they haven't improved the game engine, we are going to be in exactly the same boat as we are with Planet Zoo and this. Because it's the same with Planet Zoo. If you have over 100 animals in your park and you have over 50,000 pieces, the game runs like this. So that's what I want to know. I want to know before I make any judgment whatsoever. Yeah, it was limited on console, and the reason why it was limited on console is because consoles can't process more like a PC can. So, you know, and they knew there would be issues, so that's the reason why they limited it. Yosh, it needs a whole new engine, mate. And I'm not even saying Unreal 5 would solve the problem, because there are games on Unreal 5 that are simulation games that still don't, once you put a certain amount of pieces in. What they need to do, the sole thing they need to do, okay? I'll explain it again, I've done it a few times. Now, what happens every single time you open the menu is, the reason why it takes so long, especially when you've got thousands of pieces of Theme Maker Toolkit, It's because whenever you click any of these menu buttons, it loads everything. So all your scenery pieces, all your building pieces, all your shops, every single time you click on these buttons, it loads that. Now, one, why not just load scenery pieces? Why not just load building pieces on the ones that you actually tab? As you can see, shops, they take ages to load. Not so much on my system because of my system. Now, that's number one. Number two, every single piece is being rendered on every single frame because you have the ability to click any single piece and move it. So when you come to the end of your park, what they should enable you to do, it by choice, is you can leave it open so that people can obviously delete those windows or that wall if they wish to, or add to it. But then you're going to suffer with frame rate. What they should do is give you the option to lock it so that none of these pieces have to be processed individually with every single frame that you do. And the reason why you know this is because if I do this, we're up to 37, 38 frames a second. If I turn and go like that again, we're down to 26 frames. So we lose 12 frames a second because it's loading every single piece into the screen. So if you lock it like any normal game, okay, so you imagine Call of Duty, Formula 1, any game, Mario, all the scenery pieces are locked. You know, I know they're totally different games, but what I mean by is that piece is always there. So then it doesn't have to work out whether or not it's going to be moved. It doesn't have to work out the lighting and the rotation and everything. So if you literally lock it, you haven't got all that processing power. So that's the fundamental issue with the game, and the reason why I've built to how I've built over the years, because of the way the game performance is. If they did that, you'd then be able to build to 400,000 pieces, lock it so everything is fixed, nothing can be moved, nothing can be changed, so the computer doesn't have to calculate that. Even though you're not doing it, it's still calculating it. You wouldn't have an issue. But for some reason, they don't do that. That would solve every single issue. So for instance, once I built this building, I could then select that building and lock it. And then what it does, it takes all the processing power for all of those 9,500 pieces, it takes it away. It's just there, it's fixed, it's a background item, it's exactly the same as Call of Duty or anything like that. That's why, when I was playing Call of Duty this morning, I was getting 280 frames a second. 280 frames a second. Because the scenery is fixed. The only processing is the zombie, where I'm moving, my bullets, my cars, and all that kind of stuff. Where here, everything is being processed. And that's the reason why, as you can see, joggy, 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 smooth. Joggy, 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 smooth. Do you see what I mean by that, guys? That's why you don't need have to have a heavy, hefty computer to run normal games. Only these things. So, I don't mean to sound grumpy, guys. I just want to know. I want to know. It's frustrating the life out of me. Hot dog, I really hope they have, but unfortunately Planet Zoo shows they didn't, and that's where I struggle to listen to what they have to say at the moment until I actually get the the ins and outs of what the game is and what it's capable of and so forth. Once I have that information, I'll then make my judgment. And again, don't mean to sound grumpy, but like I said yesterday, like I've said in other streams, I'm a factualist, and the reason why I don't watch these speculative videos of what the coasters are going to be, what the game's going to be like, what's going to happen, is because at this precise moment in time, Not one single person, unless you work for Frontier, knows that information. All these guys doing it all over YouTube, all they're doing it is for the views. They're not doing it for anything else. They're not doing it for you or me. They're doing it so they earn their £7 per video. Literally. Wish I was earning £7 a video. Hey Gino, how you doing, buddy? So it's just insane. You know, if you could lock it all, so so the computer doesn't have to process it. You're then freeing up all those processing channels going through your cores and your threads, and lo and behold, the game runs smoothly. I don't know really how else to put it. One of the worst things they did was Theme Maker Toolkit. Well, it's great from the perspective of having it, being able to use it. But what I mean by it is, so many people put lots of Theme Maker Toolkit on, but they don't optimize it, and that's what is meant by what I'm trying to state with this whole locking down. It's called optimization, and that's where they've lacked quite badly. Personally, but anyway, we can only wait and see. Yeah, I'm good. Bad neck, bad shoulders. Didn't get much sleep because of it, but it is what it is. But we are working on this area today. We've done quite a bit. We're just working on this pathway, bombing it all off, building it all up, detailing it all around the coaster entrance and station, and just making it look something. And that again is why Planet Zoo plays so bad. If you don't put all your animals on the pill or chop their gentleman bits off, you end up with thousands of animals, and the problem is that then all has to be calculated through the processor, etc. So again, it's just little bits like that that make a big difference to the performance of a game. You know, if you have a half decent PC, you can tell it online when if say for instance you're a sim racer. Daz, you kind of know this, but you know, you play one player against the computer and everything is fine. You're getting, I don't know, 100, 200 frames a second. You then go online and race real people, and you lose half frames a second because of the processing power that has to go through the computer. But that's just standard on how that works. But with this, they could literally do one thing, and all they have to do is lock it down, or give you the choice to lock it down, and then Bob's your uncle. You've got a game that plays well. Don't get me wrong, people wouldn't be able to amend it and add to it, but in some ways that's a good thing, because then people can't pinch your work, which some people do. My Pyrolandia park has been pinched, and the bloke said, "What? I built this?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right, mate." I couldn't believe it. His response, I was just like, wow. I was like, the nerve of people. How very dare you. This looks shocking. I saw that out. Well, if that is the case, this is Cobra. Planet Zoo's Cobra. Let's just hope they've they've optimised it better. Try and be positive about it, eh? Again, I'm not trying to be negative. I just want to see the facts. I just want to see. I want to know. And they kept very, very quiet about all that. Very, very quiet. I don't know how it works. It works quite well. Once we get some lighting in there at night time. Let's assume things will be better. Yes. Yes. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. But that's kind of why I've built the way I've built. Because the reason why I do what I do is because I understand this game's limitations. You know, plus I try and always build for you guys so that everybody can try to enjoy it. But this park is very, very different. This is the last hurrah, so this is going to be crazy. So it will only be people with a similar setup to me or better that will be able to enjoy it, unfortunately. But it will be the biggest... just trying to think of the word to say. It'll be my biggest masterpiece, hopefully. And I don't mean that to sound too big-headed either. It'll be everything I've always wanted to do, but never been able to because of the way the game runs. I think that's the way to put it. Yeah. Never seen that before. Easter egg. If anyone ever notices it. No, you're welcome, Chris. You're welcome. Alright guys, I'm just going to pop to the laboratory. Any shout outs? What ride you want to ever go on? Go on Slimer. Get an idea how that is. Let's do that. So let's do actually. I'll be back in just a moment, guys. Right then, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Right, let's figure out what we're going to do down here. What are we going to do down here? What are we going to do down here? Any suggestions, guys? I don't really want to carry a wall all the way down. I was thinking of putting like a waterfall or something in here. So I'll tell you what, let's carry on this. I wonder if that's the same level. Let's grab this. Fingers crossed it's the same level. I hope. It's not typical. Okay, why is that? Where can I go to? So that won't let me. Lower than it was. That's the height. Oh, it will let me do it. Okay. It's fine. It's all good. Makes it a little bit more atmospheric. Hey Patrick, you made it, dude. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're having a good Sunday, buddy. Do that. Opens it up a bit more, which is nice, and it continues that look all the way through. So let's just have a quick POV. Yeah, that works. Okay. Smooth this off a little bit more so it's more banked instead of steep. Oh, bless you, mate. Working on a Sunday, that's a shame. I know how that feels, mate. Pleasure, Stuart. I used to be a Lego fanatic when I was younger, mate. Used to love it. Right. This little area done. Heck. Ugh. Hey Space Trader, how are you? First time chat, welcome dude. Oh, I'd love to still be into it, but it's, you know, I mean the average price of a decent set is about 150, 200 quid, isn't it, I think? It's not as cheap a hobby as it used to be, you know what I mean? I'd love to get the old series of like F1 cars and, you know, the Bugattis and stuff like that. But too much of my time goes into this, unfortunately. But I kind of regard this as like the digital Lego nowadays, for me. You know? Just kind of brings back those memories. But you can easily... You don't jam your fingers, you don't have to use your teeth to bar them apart. You know? No worries, man. Thank you very much for the comment. It's always lovely to hear. It's a lot of the time it's quite overwhelming how much you all love what you see, because like I always say, I only do what I do, so it is appreciated, guys. What's going on here? Thank you. Nope. It doesn't bother me either anyway, Patrick. I mean, I know I sound as though I lost the plot yesterday, but it's just, you know, like I said yesterday, if you don't like it, see you later. Because it's comments like Space Trader that enjoy it, along with Stuart and everybody else. And you've all said in the past that it's very therapeutic, very relaxing. And like I said earlier in the stream, I do it for you guys. You know, I don't have to stream. I definitely don't do it for the money. That's 100% factual. I do it for the love of the game. Pardon the yawn. It's starting to kick in now, guys. Lower that one, so we got double on there. Lower that one, so double. Do you know what? I don't think I've sworn once in this stream. So it just goes to show. I don't have to. I think I spelt S-H-I-T earlier. That was it. But do you know what the most annoying thing is? Is that I select it not for kids. So, you know, I have every right to do as I please. And that's why you don't get struck off. Because if I had selected it kids only, obviously it would then only go on YouTube Kids. And if I swore in that, I would be struck off. So, at the end of the day, they shouldn't be watching what is technically the, you know, an adult broadcast, if you know what I mean. So, you know, I didn't mention that in the stream yesterday, actually, I should have. And that's what frustrates me a little bit, is that you do everything as a creator to protect yourself, yet I ain't going into it again. I'm not going to bother. There's no point. It's a waste of breath. I do everything the right way. So if you have qualms of it, like I said yesterday, jog on. I have no interest in doing it only for kids either, because at the end of the day, I just have to put up with what I had to put up with yesterday. And it's bad enough having adults do it, let alone kids. You know? Oh, sorry guys, you're all going to be yawning now. My deepest apologies. The whole point to YouTube, okay? The whole point to YouTube is for you to be able to create a channel and be you. Now, there are a lot of fake people out there, a lot of fake people, and they're the ones that lap up people like that, because they're so self-centered that they enjoy the comments people like that make. And the bit that got me was that she requested a POV of the Giga. I did a POV of the Giga. 5 minutes later, I want a POV of the Giga. You just add one. Oh, I missed it. Right, cool. Well, rewind the video and watch it back. And then she said, oh, I'm going. And all it was extremely reminiscent of Amanda. And I just don't have time for people like that, like I said. So if you want to be like that, go and find someone that will lap it up and enjoy every moment of your toxicity. It's as cut and dry as that for me. Not interested at all. That's what I love about all you regulars. None of you, not any of you, are like it. And the thing I love is when you actually do request a POV, I don't mind doing it at all. Don't mind one little bit, because there's a level of respect between all of us, and that's what I enjoy. And it's not a control thing, it's nothing to do with anything like that. It's just the fact that you guys like the channel for what it is, And if one of you pipes up and says, oh, can we have a quick go on that? I'll be like, yeah, no problem. But then to say you're going and not going and then requesting it again because apparently you didn't see it, I ain't got time for it. As Luke said, I'm a content creator. And I don't want to hear stuff like this. Excuse me. It's getting a spooky-ish vibe. It's not about toddler tolerance, okay? It's not about that. It's about attitude tolerance. Now, I know they're unworldly. I know all that. I fully appreciate that. And I try to entertain it. But I did 2 streams the day before. And in those 2 streams, she was constant. Needy, me. Now, if my daughter, and I haven't seen her for 6 years, but if my daughter was like that, I would say, Izzy, calm down. Look at things a little bit differently. This is somebody else's channel. Respect what they're doing and enjoy what they're watching. Because that's the direction I would like my daughter to look at life. Not, I want. And that's the problem. And I'll probably get shot down for that. But that's the problem with society and, you know, parenthood nowadays. I think that's the politest way to put it. Exactly. And at the end of the day, I like I said yesterday, I don't have time for it. I don't need it. Christ, if I'd have been like that when I was a kid, I'd have got a clip round the head by my dad. My dad would have did, don't be like that. Don't be a dick. There's my first swear word. You know? Be patient. Respect other people's views. Respect the what's going on at that particular time. If I'd have sat there and said, I want this, I want that, trust me, I'd have had no Christmas, no birthday, no nothing. That was how my upbringing was, because I learned to ask for something, to appreciate things, to look after things, to respect other people's views. And that was from a very early age. And maybe it's just me, I don't know, maybe that's old values. But today's day and age, it seems a lot of parents don't share those values. And again, I'll probably get shot down for that, but what are the plans for the back of the hotel? Not a huge amount, because you actually don't see much of it. Slimer, you only see as you come here, so you get that a little bit. But it's just ivy and stuff, really, just kind of pretty much the same as the front, but just not overdoing it, because we've already overdone it already. It's already a 10,000 piece building, pretty much. Which is something I've always said not to do, but the way I look at this is there's 3 rides. So you got one, the roller coaster and the 2 horror heights. So you divide that by 3, that's 3,300 each. You know, that's the way I look at it. So I haven't gone crazy with the piece count. It's when you do a singular ride. I haven't got any singular stuff, but I don't know, like this. Let's just say I put 10,000 pieces around there. That's an absolutely pointless exercise. So at least here you've got 4 rides, including Slimer, actually. So you actually divide it by 4, so it's actually 2,500 pieces per ride in that area, which isn't too bad. Plus you got the train, so the train seeing all that. It's, yeah, that's how I work the game. It's just setting that scene, guys. Just setting the scene. Well, I'd love to be going all night long, guys, but my neck is literally giving up. I've got to lie down. My deepest apologies. I did want to keep going, but I can't hold my neck up. It's absolutely in agony. Does anybody... Hey, Patrick. Sorry, mate. I totally missed your comment. PVO, hope you're well, dude. Nice to see you again. A lot of people have said that, actually, Space. Well, I'm not the Bob Ross. Moomin Little Socks is the big Bob Ross of Planet Coaster, apparently. But I don't know. I must be I must be the Seven Dwarf Grumpy Planet Coaster creator. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Patrick. Thank you for saying that. That's appreciated. If you knew what had been going on here over the last few months, I'm not going to broadcast it, but you'd understand why I have such a short fuse for stuff. So yeah. No worries, Josh. I am going to potentially look at a property tomorrow, so fingers crossed on that one. So hopefully we can get the ball rolling on that and I can start looking forwards. I hope to be back at work by the end of next week. But I can't afford not to be back at work. So if any of you want to buy me a coffee, pop me a PayPal. It would be genuinely appreciated. Genuinely. But this is kind of the vibe I'm going for behind here. So hopefully we'll be able to bring that to light eventually. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, something... It all depends on the size of the room, because my biggest issue is... I'll show you. I have this simulation rig, and then this is my setup for the streaming and everything. So the problem is I need the space. So if it hasn't got the space, I'm a little bit stuck. And that's the key issue with trying to find somewhere when you can't afford your own place. So fingers crossed, and we can start looking forward again, hopefully. But I did have a good chat with the landlord last night, and she's happy for me to stay here until, you know, a month before the house actually concludes in the sale. So subject to when that may be, it's kind of taking a bit of weight off my shoulders. But you then kind of think, well, what if something pops up in the next week or two that actually is perfect? And then you kind of got to think twice about it. So it's whether you kind of sit back, relax, and try and work it all out and wait. But then who knows, someone could come around here tomorrow and actually buy the place, and then you have a month basically to find somewhere. So it's a catch 22. So it's, yeah, stressful is a polite way of putting it. And that's kind of why, just there's been other stuff going on as well, and it's been tough the last couple of months. That's the reason why I haven't been streaming every other day. Work, the car crash has literally FC UK'd me. I can barely drive, because obviously when you get to a junction you have to turn, and yeah, you see me turning my head here, but it's a very slow motion. But it's waking up this morning and I have these burning pains here, where the muscle that goes up the back of the neck is still extremely tight, and it doesn't seem to matter what I do, whether I massage for an hour. Hopefully, with the personal injury claim going ahead now, the third party's insurance will come back to us and confirm the liability that he confirmed with the police, so there's no issue there. Once that happens, I'll be able to get physio and stuff like that. So hopefully in the next couple of... This is the issue. They have 4 months to come back to my claims specialist to say whether or not the accident actually happened and to confirm the liability. And you sit there and you go, well, I can't take 4 months off work because I'm not getting paid for being off work. Where I normally earn about £600 a week, so about $800 a week, at the moment I'm taking home £116, so about $150 a week. So the outgoings are still up there, but everything coming in is low. So I've gone through 3 tubes of deep heat, which is just insane, and it's frustrating because it wasn't warranted, it wasn't needed, and to top it off, Ocado want nothing to do with it. As long as their van gets repaired, that's all they care about, unfortunately. So it's when I say I'm stressed, I'm trying not to show it with you guys, but genuinely the stress level is through the roof. As I was explaining to the landlord last night, that it doesn't matter what I seem to do in life, I struggle, and the only outlet I have is this, and to be able to be me and talk to people, which is lovely. I don't have any money to go out socializing, so Friday and Saturday nights are not down the pub, as you know, as you see. So it is what it is. So yeah, but no guys, I'm not going to go on about all this crap still, because it's just horseshit, it really is. But I want to thank you very much for joining the stream, all you lovely people. It is genuinely appreciated. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Smash that like if you haven't already. It's the first time I've said it in the stream. And if any of you want to help me out, you know, it is greatly appreciated, and the best way to do that is via PayPal. Only reason being is because I get the money, where, as I mentioned a couple of streams ago, if you click the super chat or super thanks, YouTube take over 50% of whatever you give me. So if you give me $10, I get 5. It's as cut and dry as that. But again, not asking, it's only there if you're feeling gratuitous, and I understand if you don't. It's absolutely fine, because just your likes and your time watching the stream is more important than anything to me, because it just helps the channel grow, which ultimately, obviously, earns a little bit more money in the back end. So guys, thank you very much for joining. I'll ask one last time, does anyone want to go on any coaster at all, or any ride at all, before I finish up, guys? Cheers, Patrick. I'm trying to keep happy. This is, as I said to the landlord last night, it doesn't matter what I seem to try and do in life, everything shits on me. And you just... That's kind of why I was probably very blunt yesterday, because I am fed up with it. And this is the only positive thing I have that keeps things going. Yeah, I thought 3 months ago moving in here was a new start, but here we are again, back to square one. So it's frustrating, but we'll see what the future holds. But yeah, I'll leave the train tonight, Chris, because it's not much has changed, obviously, from the train's point of view. So we'll leave it there, I think, guys. But smash that like if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, obviously give us a sub, it'll be appreciated. If you want to see the park come to life even more. I know we didn't get a huge amount done today in 3 hours, but it's still more than I did without streaming. So you know, it will get there eventually, guys. But I've got to go because my bloody neck is falling off. My head's falling off my neck, literally. Guys, love you all. Have a lovely morning, evening, sleep, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, guys. I'll see you all very soon. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. Okay, I'll leave the ending with a Tower of Terror ride at night time for you. There you go. I guess the question is the upside down or right way up. Which one would you like to go on, Chris? Actually, we always do the right way up, so let's do the upside down one. Where is it? There it is. Perfect view. Come on guys, hurry up. Look how good that boiler looks in the background. Typical being serviced. There you go guys. I'll leave you with that. Have a lovely day. Speak to you all very, very soon. I hope to be live tomorrow. See you later guys. Bye bye.